This is Logan, and I'm explaining how we follow our 16-step installation process with every single customer. It starts with who's going to be the installers. These guys are background checked and drug tested before they're hired, factory certified by Jacuzzi, and exclusively our employees. So they don't go do other things throughout the week. They are specialists at this job. The first thing that they're going to do on that job is to go over the materials before they even start their work. That way we make sure we have everything correct. We always want to double check. Then they're going to go through the demolition process. They're going to pull out everything. They're going to bring it down to the studs, clean it all off, and haul everything off for you. We don't leave it in a pile in the front yard. We don't leave a dumpster. We're also going to do a mold and mildew inspection. Now that inspection starts with a bleach scrub for any mold or mildew we find. That kills most of it. Anything that remains, we're going to spray with a kills primer. Now that kills primer will trap any remaining spores and suffocate them. But that only works when things aren't too far gone. So what we do if something is molded, mildewed, waterlogged, split, or rotten is we're going to take care of studs, floor plates, exterior insulation, and subflooring at no additional cost, repairing or replacing as needed. The reason we don't come back in the middle of the job, like a lot of contractors do, and snowball this into a bigger price because we didn't expect it, is this is actually coming from our owner, Nick Zindel. At Zintex, he knows that if he were to stop all of our jobs and renegotiate them, we would never get all of our work done. And at this point in February of 2026, we're completing almost 600 projects a month. So we got to stay on schedule. We're going to come in, come prepared, and not charge you any extra money if those four things need to be repaired or replaced. Then we're going to upgrade your drain. We're going to go from, if it's a tub, from a 1.5 inch to a 2 inch drain. And if it's a shower, we'll go from 2 inches to 2 inches, bringing it up to code. And as you can see, sometimes we have to break out the concrete to get it repaired and replace the P-trap. This is standard and again, doesn't cost you any extra money. Then we're gonna repair the plumbing and the walls. We'll cut out what's existing and install PEX from there on up. That way we can warranty our lines. An all new jacuzzi shower valve that's warranted as well. All brass, ceramic cartridge. They're designed to go for about 500,000 showers before needing to be serviced. But in the event that something goes wrong, we'll take care of that for you as well. If we're doing grab bars, seating, foot bars, anything that's designed to hold a human being, we reinforce the walls. That's how we get our weight rating between 3 and 500 pounds, depending on the circumstance. We always try to go towards that 500 pounds to be as safe as possible. That way you can never rip it off the wall. Now our shower bases come in as a solid piece. That solid piece is set down into a special adhesive or mortar setup, depending on the circumstance. That way it's locked in to your house. Then that shower base holds up to 700 pounds per square inch because it is a fully solid reinforced piece. None of that hollow fiberglass feeling junky stuff. It's also a non-slip texture and we get it on a perfect level every single time. Then we go in with our mold and moisture resistant backer board. This backer board is really just a last line of defense. That way if any water somehow gets behind our system, it doesn't mold or fall apart on you immediately. Now the good thing is that you'll never have a drop of water touch this backer board. That's because these wall systems from Jacuzzi are 100% non-porous, meaning no water ever gets through it and no water gets into it. That also means mold and mildew is a thing of the past because there's nowhere for that mold to live and so it can't grow. The way we get a perfect fit on every job is that we do a custom template. You've seen this in some of my other videos. That goes in, we build it up on the wall, then take it out in the front yard and trim it down on site to make it a perfect fit. Because most of our projects are something like 60 by 30 or 32. But as we all know, nothing's perfect, so we want to make sure it's custom built to your house. Then we got to seal up the corners, because if you're going to use solid walls, the only weak point is where they meet. So what Jacuzzi has done is engineered a triple seal process that, if you talk to them, they believe is stronger than the walls themselves. And so that starts with an elastic adhesive that runs all the way up and down the wall in the corner. It also holds the wall material up. But it holds in this black piece. This black piece here is a material that runs all the way up the wall, and then the walls are set inside of. That way, if any water somehow gets in from the external seal, it hits that track, runs down the wall. There's a flange around the shower base that allows it to kick out onto the base and then drain away. This is how you prevent mold and mildew damage or water damage over time in case of accidents. Then we gotta get the walls up before the third and final seal can go in. Now there is a right way and a wrong way to do this. The wrong way, and the thing that we see most often with other contractors screwing this process up, is just doing a couple dots. It saves them money on adhesive, but it also prevents the project from lasting a lifetime. So what we do is we do a special snake pattern. It goes like this, all the way up and down the wall. What that allows for is when we press our wall material onto it, it spreads out, pushing the air out from behind this system, preventing from any delamination or warping over time. And we get an average of 98% coverage, which means you're gonna have a stone-like finish for life. Then we do our third and final seal. This seal is three things. It is permanent, antimicrobial, and color matched. Color matched because Jacuzzi makes every one of these adhesives perfect for their walls. Antimicrobial, meaning it's not just your normal silicone that you get over the counter. Nothing will grow in or on that seal. And then it's permanent because these walls are non-porous to the point that normal silicone, when it dries, peels back off of it. So we prime the corners. That opens the walls up a little bit. And so when we inject the adhesive into those corners, it gets into the wall behind it, making it all one big piece. And then that whole system becomes one watertight unit. And this also allows the home to move over time. And then it's just down to the fun stuff, right? Fixtures, shelves, grab bars, seating, whatever you chose to have installed. And then finally, the enclosure. Now, this can either be a curtain rod or a door. If you go with a door, don't skip out on the cost of that. You want to get a good one because a bad one is the worst thing in your whole home. They're 76 inches tall, so on a 4-inch shower base, you'd have to be 6'8" before you have to duck under there. So unless you're an NBA player, you probably don't have to duck. That also puts the mechanism above the water line where the rollers are. That way they don't get corroded or gummed up over time. The bottom doesn't have those rollers, so it's much easier to keep clean. And the glass is over a 1/4 inch thick, so it's much thicker than you're used to and much less likely to break. But if it does break, it shatters to marbles as the glass is tempered. That's a code issue and a safety issue. Now it's also treated, meaning most of the water will sheet right down it and drain away. That way you don't have to worry about buildup of hard water spots. Nothing's 100%, but it makes a huge difference cleaning it. Speaking of cleaning, that's the last thing we do. We'll do a deep clean so that when we bring you in for the final inspection, everything's shining and beautiful. We'll walk you through how to use the fixtures, the doors, grab bar, seats, everything, and we'll make sure you're 100% satisfied so that you can sign off on it and do the final payment. Nice and easy. Make sure to subscribe so that you can learn more about how we do our process to see if we're going to be the right fit for you. We always want to be as easy and transparent as possible. So let me know if there's anything else you want to have covered.